Are you thinking of moving to Minneapolis? Oh, sure. Sure you are. Well, today I'm going to give you the lowdown on what to expect if you're moving to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hi, I'm Mary Schumann. I'm a realtor in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and every week I post videos about all things real estate and living in the Twin Cities. We moved to Minneapolis 4 years ago and we were terrified. From the way people talked about it, you would think that we were moving to the Arctic tundra. Turns out the only thing we had to fear was the zipper merge situation because Minnesotans, that's not in their skill set. So if you get caught in a zipper merge situation, just roll down your window and yell, like a zipper, like a zipper. Nothing else that'll make you feel better. And let me tell you, Minnesotans are so nice that they won't hurt you for saying that. Minneapolis is very civic minded. More than 40% of adults actually volunteer here. Minneapolitans and Minnesotans take voting very seriously and take great pride in leading the nation in voter turnout. 75% of people, registered voters, turned out to vote in the presidential election and 65% in the off-year election. If you're not registered to vote when you arrive and you want to vote, no worries. We have same-day registration so you can register at the polls. Many people think that Minneapolis is the capital of Minnesota, and that is wrong. The capital is our next door neighbor, St. Paul. So don't make that mistake and get mocked. All right, some language lessons for moving to Minneapolis. A Juicy Lucy. A Juicy Lucy is just a hamburger with cheese on the inside instead of the outside. It can behave like a volcanic eruption when you bite into it, so treat your burger like a loaded weapon and don't aim it at anyone. Hot dish. That's Minnesota for casserole, usually with tater tots on top. And then lutefisk. 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 If you hear this word, just walk away. Bars. This one though you'll want to stick around for because this is what they call cookies or pastries that are cut into a bar shape. And a big benefit if you're not a Minnesota native, no one here will take the last piece of something. If you're from out of state, you can claim ignorance and just feel free to scandalize everyone by unapologetically eating the last piece. Yay! I've noticed most is that Minneapolitans love to be outside. Minnesota actually has a true four-season climate. No matter where you look, even in the city, you're near a lake. Winter though isn't for cute, as they say here. There are times when the only thing you'll want exposed are your eyeballs, and that's only because you have to. This is not the time to skimp. Buy high quality, heavy duty parkas, gloves, insulated and waterproof boots. And if you actually want to be warm, I would say buy snow pants. They're a miracle. People don't talk about it, but they're great. Your mom may have told you something about wearing layers to stay warm, and you should listen to your mother if you move to Minnesota. Minneapolis is one of the best cities in the world for parks, and we have 197 parks in the city. 94% of people in Minneapolis live within 10 minutes of a park. Hundreds of miles of bike lanes and bike paths, and they clear them in the winter. Cold and snow have little impact on the bike culture here in Minneapolis. And you may also want to buy something that floats because of all those lakes I just mentioned. If you want to leave your boat near one, you can rent a spot. And if you're not sure if you're really into the water culture, you can rent kayaks, canoes, stand-up paddleboards, anything you like at the local lakes from the park district. In winter, you can ice skate in most parks as they flood all the fields and they set up hockey rinks. Most of the parks have warming houses, so you can get your skates on and off and use the bathroom. Sledding and cross-country skiing are also huge. Last year, my dog got into it with a little amateur ski touring on my local pond. Jobby jobs. So if you want to work for a big company, we have plenty of those. Minneapolis is the headquarters for Target, General Mills, United Healthcare, 3M, Land O'Lakes, and Hormel, creator of the pumpkin spice Spam. Unemployment today in September 2019 is at 3%, and Minneapolis is moving toward a $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, if you're walking around downtown, you'll notice there are skyways connecting all the buildings, and my husband and I like to call these like the habit trail. If you watched my intro video, you know I have a hamster. Connections. Minneapolis has 5 miles of connected blocks, so if you really don't want to be outside, you don't have to. Just know that many businesses and restaurants are located on the second level, not at street level in Minneapolis. This is where the skyways run. This was a little disorienting for me at first, and a little weird, but winter. Many people probably think of Minnesota as Scandinavian and populated with pale people who sauna. Well, actually, Minneapolis is pretty diverse. We have indigenous people, Hmong, Somali, Latino, African American, and Vietnamese populations. This means your food options aren't limited to lutefisk. Okay, buying a home in Minneapolis. If you stay in the city, the housing stock closer to the center can be mills, old flour mills converted into lofts and condos, brand new condos down on the riverfront, or it can be 100-year-old single family or duplex homes. As you move to the edge of the city, you'll see large sections of 1940s and 1950s Cape-style bungalows. Current average home price is $279,000 for a single family home, and homes in this range sell very quickly, usually like overnight. If you're not riding your bike everywhere but want to avoid driving, we do have a light rail system and buses that are clean and don't smell like various bodily fluids, as I've noticed in some other cities. A ride on light rail or a bus, these are called Metro Transit, runs about $2.50. You get a day pass for $5, or you can have pre-tax money taken out of your check at work if you're going to commute that way. So I hope that gave you a small taste of what moving to Minneapolis will be like. Of course, there's so much more. I was pleasantly surprised and very pleased about the quality of life here after having lived in many other cities and states. If you would like my free relocation guide, click the link in the description below and I'll send you a PDF. Please feel free to leave a comment, and if you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the little bell and you'll be notified every time I post a new video. If you're looking for things to do in Minneapolis with your dog, you can check out my video on the Minnehaha Dog Park. Thanks for watching.